Just like the Bee Gees, the Yankees are staying alive. No, I'm not going to sing it. Coming up, a live, very happy edition of Locked On Yankees.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsulias. He's Brian McKeon. Apparently his dog must have done something for him to make that face.
No, I need a beverage. I just like the stress of that game, the pressure my body went under. Oof, we need to talk about it.
Brian and I have been hosting the show together for a year and a half. I've been hosting this show for 7 years, all of Aaron Boone's tenure. Brian is considerably younger than me. He hasn't experienced as many playoff appearances as I have. I was feeling it earlier, but I have calmed myself down since the game ended. You have to take some deep breaths, everyone.
Yeah. Your breathe in, breathe out technique is something that I need to learn to employ in my own health because dear God, was that game tough to watch.
Yeah, no, it was. I feel like I aged 15 years watching that game.
Me too.
On today's show, well, if I age 15 years, I'm retirement age. If you're just like in your 40s. On today's show, previewing Game 3 of the Wild Card Series. The Yankees forced to Game 3. We're very happy about it. And we're going to give you reasons why you should be happy about the Yankees heading into Game 3. We're also going to discuss the lineup we think the Boone should make, that he wasn't committal. He was non-committal when it came to the lineup in the postgame. So we're going to talk about that. But first, this was a big boy win for the Yankees. This was a game that they easily could have lost. Boone could have made 5 mistakes and could have lost it. He only made 1 mistake, and it didn't cost them as much as I thought it would. So yes, big boy win. It helps their confidence immensely also going into Game 3, knowing that they got to certain players that they normally don't get to, and that the Red Sox have basically burned their bullpen as much as the Yankees have burned their bullpen.
Yeah, and I know what some people are thinking when it comes to the bullpen comment is, they didn't use Chapman. They had to get Chapman up 2 separate times in the bullpen, and he threw 2 full warm-ups, which is, to me, just as much as coming into the game. Maybe it's not the stress of coming into the game, but he still got up and threw over 40 pitches in a bullpen warm-up. So Chapman did pretty much get used in a sense. Where do I even begin?
Let's begin with Rodon.
Okay, that's a great start. Yeah, not excellent, not great.
No,
but he battled and he gave them the definition of a quality start. And Carlos Rodon had an ace-like season this year, and it kind of gets overshadowed because of Max Fried. But watch what he did tonight. This is the kind of start that a mid-range number 3 or number 4 gives up 4 or 5 runs and is out of this game. And Carlos Rodon, to his credit, sat, battled 3 runs. It wasn't pretty, but he kept them in the game and gave them a chance. And that's all you can really ask out of your starters, especially in the postseason. And you know what? To his credit, he wanted to be in that game. He wanted the ball. He told Boone, "I'm staying in this game." I thought that was a little played up by the manager. I didn't think it was necessary to come out there if he knew he wasn't going to take him out, but whatever. And
the slow, dramatic walk to the mound too.
Yeah. Calm down, Casey Stengel. But overall, it was, I thought, a really gritty performance out of Carlos Rodon. Loved what I saw. I will just say this, and I don't want to make this a Boone bashing episode. There will be a few more things we'll mention about the manager. He should not have been out there for the next inning.
No.
Like, he clearly didn't have it. And after the emotion of potentially coming out of the game, trying to stay in the game, getting the 3 outs, including the double play, that emotional high and then low to get out of that inning in relief. That's it. After that adrenaline rush, that's it for him. So sending him back out there, I didn't understand at all for the 7th inning. It worked out, but it barely worked out.
Yeah, it's just funny how Boone just can't get it right. He either takes a guy out too soon or he leaves a guy in too long. It always seems to be the problem with him during the games. Now, it didn't come back to bite him too much because when the bullpen came in, they were great. You can't complain about what Cruz did. You can't complain about Williams. You definitely can't complain about Bednar, although that last out was...
Yeah, that was the one. It was that one and the Cruz out with the fly ball with Grisham because Grisham calmed down on his route to the ball towards the end. But I always try to judge it based on watching the fielder and what he's doing to see if the ball's going to be out or not. And when that ball was hit and the camera went on center field, Grisham was sprinting towards the wall. And rare is it that Trent Grisham is sprinting towards a ball. Now, he moves pretty well out there, but he's not sprinting towards the ball usually ever. He's usually pretty nonchalant. So when I saw him sprinting, I was like, oh, no.
You're right.
And he settled under it and caught that ball. The last out, too. I mean, talk about a heart attack. I mean, that was just everything in it.
Especially because 2 outs and you're just thinking, okay, Bednar looks good. This is good. Let's go. And then as soon as the ball was hit, my heart stopped.
Yeah. Brutal.
I must have turned like white as a sheet. Even whiter than I am right now if you're watching on YouTube. And that almost, you know what, not quite, but when Piazza hit the last out of the 2000 World Series, it didn't go as deep, but when he hit that ball, my heart jumped into my throat. Like it was woo, so it felt kind of like that.
It was it is so funny though. When you're a fan of one of these teams and you watch, it's not enjoyable.
No.
Like there's relief afterwards, but watching your team play in these games is not fun.
It's so stressful. I prefer to watch the other series, but
so do I.
Yankees pushed it to 3. And let's talk
before we get to the positives. I want to bring up one more thing.
Well, I was going to talk about Devin Williams.
Devin Williams is fine. Yeah. I wanted to bring up we'll stick on pitching. So let's go with Devin Williams first.
Yeah. Another big boy performance from him. Cruz also, Cruz was so fired up after that last out. And, the bunt, thank you for that, by the way, guys. Thank you for the first attempt that went foul. Thank you for the pop-up that Cruz was able to, thank you. It was kind of rare that the Red Sox make mistakes. Mm-hmm. And that also helped the Yankees. For once, the Red Sox were the ones that made mistakes that actually helped the Yankees. They had a terrible
game. Fundamentally, they had an awful game.
Yeah, so thank you for that. But Williams looked great. I know people were worried, but right now, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I trust Williams more than I trust Luke Weaver.
I'd agree with that statement. I was speaking of flashbacks to old Yankee horrors. Oh
God, the double play.
I thought of the Mariano play when I saw the double play. That's exactly what went into my head. So that one kind of scared me.
Great play by Volpe.
Yeah,
the defense
tremendous
was great.
play by Volpe to get his foot down. A great play by Volpe.
Yeah, the defense was great.
Yeah, and that's where I wanted to lead into the positives too. In part, the 2 players who were sat the night prior proved Boone wrong, and in the best way possible. Ben Rice with the first inning home run, which to get off to a lead like that, huge.
Yes.
And then the second ball that Ben Rice hit, which again, we'll go unnoticed because it's an out, hit the bleep out of that ball.
Yes, he did.
Smoked it, and the ball just got caught. Jazz Chisholm Jr. doesn't have a hit in the game, but to draw that walk,
yes,
and then the distraction you create on the base paths, which again we discussed many times, distracts the pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
But B, being able to, he's probably the only Yankee on the roster not named Jose Caballero that scores on that ball down the line.
Right.
And to be able to score on that, the slide.
Or Dominguez. I think Dominguez would be able to.
Probably.
If he gets the right jump.
Yeah, I'd agree with you.
Yeah.
But overall,
yeah,
unbelievable play. And let's bring up too, because again, these are non-box score things that don't get brought up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The play at second base, the diving play. Even though the Red Sox probably should have scored on that play.
Oh,
and Ben Rice,
Rice
should have blocked it down. Regardless of all of that, if that ball gets into the outfield, there's no question of whether he runs or not. There's no hesitation.
Oh, yeah.
He's in. Mm-hmm. And I know people are going to say, oh, the Yankees scored in the bottom of the 8th, so what does it matter? That changes the whole outcome of things. Maybe they bring Chapman in earlier. Maybe, Cora goes for the jugular and goes with Chapman earlier. There's a whole myriad of things that change if the Red Sox have the lead in that point to not having the lead. So Jazz, unbelievable game. The 2 players that were benched the night prior both proved their manager wrong and had outstanding games. I want to ask you one thing before we hit a break. Alex Cora taking out Bayo early when he did. Some may think it's a panic move, and it did certainly seem like that. And I know the Red Sox are starting a rookie who's going to have his 4th major league start tomorrow. It might seem like a panic move, A, to make Bayo available for tomorrow out of the bullpen, but B, because he felt like he needed to end this game in game 2 because his chances are not likely in game 3.
Right.
All of those may be true, but hear me out for a theory. I think he was doing that to try and get Boone to react. I think he was pulling Bayo early to try and get Boone to react with something stupid afterwards. Because Boone felt like he needed to answer with the managerial decision. And I'm glad that Boone didn't blink.
Right.
Because I did feel like there was a potential there that Cora was doing that to get he was using Bayo as a sacrificial lamb to get Boone to either pull a player out for a pinch hit appearance, to take out Rodon a little earlier than he needed to. I thought there was a chance of that, and Boone didn't blink. And I'm glad that Boone managed his game. He didn't care what the Red Sox did. He managed his game. That was smart. I think Cora might have reacted a little too early or overthought it a little bit because I thought Bayo was fine. And might have overreacted, but the Red Sox are in some trouble going into game 3. I'll tell you that they are not set up for success going into game 3. Doesn't mean they're going to win or lose, but they're not set up perfectly going in.
One quick thing. They were fantastic against Whitlock in that 2nd inning against him because he had that streak of not giving up anything in whatever the
100%.
Streak was that Carl Ravage mentioned. And he looked shocked when they took him out of the game after what the Yankees did to him.
Well, it shows too. It shows what seeing a pitcher once already through does for your team. And then I thought that was key in them not using Whitlock in game 1 because it allowed the Yankees not to see Whitlock prior. And it creates that if you don't seeing a pitcher day after day, you see this in playoff series every year, Stacey. The later in the series, the less effective bullpen arms get because you've seen these guys multiple times. Speaking of which, can I bring this up just miscellaneously? Some of the broadcast comments were so damn stupid in this game, but particularly someone asked Fernando Cruz in the postgame if he thinks that him, Williams, and Bednar will be available tomorrow because it's a 3rd day in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I sat there watching this with my jaw dropping. Like, did you really just ask? And Fernando Cruz was like, yeah, we're pitching. Yeah, we're fine. Like, why would you? No, they're going to rest them. You know,
they're going to sit them out in a do or die game.
What a dumb. What goes?
It's all hands on deck. It's all hands on deck. Like, it is obviously.
It is. Yeah. So big game. But the fact that they got through this game, the fact that they were able to see Whitlock, get to Whitlock, and again, people are going to say, "Oh, they didn't use Chapman." This was not a rest day for Chapman. He didn't gain anything out of not playing today because he came up to warm up twice and threw 20 pitches in each bullpen outing. So Chapman was basically used just without batters. They are set up great for Thursday's game. They are. Right. Simple as that.
All right. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on our videos, hit the notifications so you know when our videos go up. You can also join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club for the listeners of our show. The link is in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a QR code for you on the screen. Use it. You know how to use it. You'll get text from us. You can text us questions, comments, reactions to trades and signings. You also get top priority on Fan Mail Friday. And yes, we're doing Fan Mail Friday this week, so get those questions in. We send out the lineups, any roster moves that are made, and breaking news so you don't have to check social media. There's an added perk. We have a private Discord. That was wild tonight. I was in there. You can commiserate there during games. There's a 14-day free trial. Coming up, we have some positive things to talk about leading into game 3, and we're going to discuss what the possible lineup could and should be. And we're also going to give you updates on the other wildcard series because they have been wild. So that's all coming up next.
If the New York Yankees didn't cause you enough stress, let me introduce you to my friend, the New York Jets. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel has an offer that you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put $5 down, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Now, I love using FanDuel. It gives me so many ways to play. I've built my parlays. I've tried player props. I've even followed the live lines during the games, and it makes watching football that much more exciting when you've got a little something riding, a little action on the game. Whether you're a casual fan or you love diving into the stats, FanDuel makes the game experience so much better. So what are you guys waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started. So a crucial game 3, a do or die for the Yankees, an elimination game. Stacey, Jazz Chisholm's score, I guess, Austin Wells' RBI single that drove Jazz Chisholm in, was the first game-winning RBI the Yankees had since in an elimination game.
Oh, they said this in the broadcast, right? Was it 2003?
2003 Aaron Boone. So hopefully that can get rewritten and the Yankees can come back in this series and win this series. Let's talk about what happened. Game 3 will be at 6:08 p.m., same time as the other two games. Cam Schlittler gets the start. A lot more confidence in Cam Schlittler than the Red Sox should have going in. There's multiple reasons why the Red Sox are in trouble, and we alluded to it earlier in the last segment. Taking Brian Bayo out when they did might have been Alex Cora's signal or tell of, hey, we got to win this game. This is the game that we have to win. And you kind of felt that from the Red Sox. And you felt a little bit of pressure under them too. Once the Red Sox started making mistakes in this game, it started to pile up a little more. And this is kind of alluding to the prequel we had to this series, the preview that we had to this series, Stacey. If you get the crowd involved, the Red Sox are a young, inexperienced team. The pressure will get to them. And it clearly did. You had the dropped ball out of Duran in left field from Judge. You had the runner on third base that, hey, Jazz made a great play, but the runner still should have scored because the ball got by Rice.
I can't believe he didn't go,
So did I. But that all goes to a lack of focus. And it all goes to a team that hasn't been in the postseason in multiple years at this point, and a team that just isn't ready for that kind of moment. So I think a pitcher that's going to be it's going to be his fourth career start going into this game, an elimination game on the road in Yankee Stadium. It all kind of piles up. The Red Sox are, again, I'm not going to sit here and say it's a guaranteed win for either side, but the Red Sox are kind of in a little bit of trouble going forward. Do you disagree?
No, I would agree with that. I mean, of course, they could turn around and win the game anyway because the Yankees could do something stupid in game 3. But I think if you're looking at the chances to win the game, I think the Yankees' chances are higher. They're not much higher, but I think they're higher.
Yeah. Connolly Early is the Red Sox pitcher who's going to be pitching 1-2 at a 2-3-3. It's expected that he will not have a long leash. He'll have a very short leash. The first sign of trouble, Cora might yank him. 2 reasons why that's a positive. A, the Yankees already got to the Red Sox bullpen earlier. And as the first short that I did in the preview of game 1, the way to get to the Red Sox, Stacey, is to get to their earlier part of their bullpen, their longer relief of their bullpen. That part of their bullpen is not generally very good. So if you can get to their earlier portion of their bullpen, not the Whitlocks, not the Aroldis Chapmans, you have a chance. So getting to those guys early will be absolutely key, and they have a great opportunity to do that because Early's leash is going to be, they're not going to let him work through things. The first chance that he gets into trouble, he's going to be out. The second thing I wanted to bring up, the lineup for tomorrow's game. In the postgame, they asked Boone 2 questions. Will Jazz Chisholm play? Boone said, absolutely, he is in the lineup tomorrow. So we learned that lesson for sure. When asked about Ben Rice, he was non-committal to whether or not Rice will play. And part of that is because Early is a lefty, and there's the temptation to have Goldschmidt playing versus lefty. Now, obviously, Wells is going to play, especially after having the game-winning hit earlier on tonight. To me, there is no option. And I know Goldschmidt kills lefties. Ben Rice has to play.
You have to play Ben Rice. You have to. And Boone was even saying in the postgame, because I think they doubled up on the question, and he said, it's a lefty, but it's not the same lefty. It's not like a Crochet that you're seeing. It's just a lefty. It's not an elite lefty. So I think we'll see Rice because he will be crucified if he doesn't start Rice after what Rice did. Because as you said, he had the home run. He had another hit. He also hit that really hard ball, in Ben Ben Rice fashion right to someone. I mean, the guy had to make a good play, but it really was like, it was one of those hits that should have been a hit and it wasn't. And
108 miles an hour off the bat.
I mean, Ben Rice has so many of those this year. You have to play him. It's so annoying that he didn't play him in the first game. You can't not play him in the third game. I just want to say Connolly Early's actual name, because I looked him up earlier. Earlier. Todd Connolly McNeil Early.
Doesn't Connolly Early sound like a Civil War vet?
Yes. Yes.
He's got a really
also,
cool name.
Peyton Toll looks like he's from 1976. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I don't like the Red Sox.
Trent Grisham's mustache is getting there, by the way. It's getting very 76.
He's getting very Oscar Gamble. It's amazing. Like, he just needs the hair to come out a little bit more from the cap. But yeah, he's starting to look like Oscar Gamble. I love it. So let's talk about the other wild card series, because there were some interesting games. You know, Tigers Guardians was really tight until, what was it, the 8th inning? And then one of those annoying Naylor brothers, this time Bo, hits the home run to save the Guardians season and puts them up 6-1. Unbelievable.
I'm more fascinated by Padres Cubs. Just because of the start you got, and I got to be honest here, the guts out of the Padres. And it doesn't look like guts now post game, but as it's happening, to leave Mason Miller in for 3 innings.
First of all,
it's incredible how good Mason Miller is.
I'll have numbers for you.
Yep.
11, I think it was 11 out of his 27 pitches were over 102 miles an hour. And he had a 104.5 mile per hour strikeout on Carson Kelly. That is ludicrous. And if you are a longtime listener of the show, I had David Cohn on the show well before we had YouTube in April of 2021. And I asked him, do you think guys within the next 5 years are going to be throwing 105? He said, yes. He said, yes. And you're seeing guys inching up even closer between 102 and 104. You're going to see guys hitting 105.
The Padres are one of those teams in baseball that actually has the guts to trade their top tier prospects in their farm system for talent. And you're seeing it pay off with them. Yeah. Because they made that trade for Mason Miller. By the way, a guy that the Yankees were very in on, but refused to move for because they didn't want to give up their top prospects. And you can see how much could they use Mason Miller right now? I mean, they could really use a pitcher.
That's what I thought of when I was watching him. I was like, oh, this would have been
let's give credit. We talked about it all year last year on the show. I feel like all trade deadline we went through and we were like, go get this guy. And they refused to. Mike Schilt, let's give him a little bit of credit though, the managerial job, because the guts that it takes to leave a reliever in that long. A 3-inning relief outing is
to put him in that early and leave him in that long.
Completely unheard of in today's era. Completely unheard of. And there's no chance Boone would have the guts to do that in this era. So I love having those guts. He knew his season was on the line. He went with one of the best relievers in all of baseball. Kind of works, right? And then Robert Suarez comes in and closes it as usual. I think the Padres win game 3.
Yeah.
Darvish on the mound. Do you know who the Cubs are starting, by the way?
No.
Jamison Tyone.
Oh, right. I did see that. Yes.
He's starting the do or die game in Wrigley. So I like the Padres' chances.
Yeah. And then the Reds were up 2-0, but now it's 3-2 Dodgers going into the bottom of the.
That game is not over, though, because that Dodger bullpen is
That's true. If the Reds can keep them at 3, there could be a chance that you could get to the bullpen and pull out a win. So here's hoping. All right. Coming up, I guess we'll do a full preview of Game 3.
Well, and let's talk to you guys. Let's talk to you guys in the comments. Plenty of people are watching right now. I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of you in here. Thank you for joining us. So, coming up, we'll be looking at your comments and doing a full preview of Game 3.
This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. Every day we make decisions, but on PrizePicks, being right can actually get you paid. Don't miss the excitement of this football season with PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. Playing PrizePicks is such a fun, simple way to add more excitement to football. You just pick more or less on player projections, like Josh Allen's passing yards or Saquon Barkley's rushing for a touchdown, and you're involved in the game. I love how quick it is. You can make your lineup in just under a minute. My favorite part is PrizePicks added stacks. So if you want to ride with the player, I can select their pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns, all available in one singular lineup. But it's also fun to follow other players in the app and copy their lineups with one click. And the new injury reboot feature If your player leaves the game early and doesn't return, it won't count against you. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code one word locked on MLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code one word locked on MLB at $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. And this episode of Locked On Yankees is also brought to you by Gametime. There's nothing like catching a baseball game live, that energy, the crowd, and the chance to see your team in person. But actually getting tickets is always the hard part. That's the toughest part, obviously. It's queues, login screens, surprise fees. It takes all the fun out of even trying to go. And that's why I always use Gametime, the app that gives the advantage back to the fans. Gametime is easy, it's fast, and it's backed by the Gametime guarantee. You'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all the fees are included, so the price you see is the price that you pay. The app is made super simple. I could even see the exact view from my seat before I'm buying tickets. Honestly, it's faster, it's cheaper, and it's less stressful than any other way that I've bought tickets before. Download the Gametime app today, create an account, and use code one word locked on MLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDON MLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Gametime today. All right, well, guys, game 3 is here, and I'm scared. I'm nervously excited. There's a lot of emotions that go through with these kind of things. I got to be honest with you, and I said it in the short that I posted. I don't enjoy these things. It's not fun as a fan of the team. It's great to see your team have success. It really is. But when we finish this live stream, I'm going to turn on my television, kick back, and watch Dodgers Reds and just have a fun time and just enjoy playoff baseball. Because the last 3 hours I was a giant ball of anxiety. Every hit ball, I'm freaking out. Every fly ball, you're losing your mind. It's just not enjoyable.
Every strikeout, you get angry. Why are you swinging at that? Why aren't you swinging at that, Aaron Judge? You know, certain times of the game, it's just and my family's used to me being like this. You know, when I was living on my own in Manhattan, and the Yankees, let's see, that was the early 2000s. So there were some interesting times, and I scared my cats to death during certain, although the Boone walk-off actually in Game 7 of that ALCS, I nearly broke my teeth because I fell to my knees and almost hit my face into a chair in my apartment. So yeah, I just, it was better when I was scaring cats. Now I just scare my family. So
it's better to be in the stadium because your reactions are not like as drastic when you're in the stadium as opposed to, because everyone's freaking out. We just opened in our house a back room that's kind of a screen room. So you're kind of outdoors, but you're covered in everything. Yeah. So when I'm screaming, the whole neighborhood is knowing what the Yankees are doing. Yeah, I want to bring this up. Is there any chance that Rodon said to Boone, I have another inning in me? No, if you watch that play when Rodon wanted to stay in the game, he was just saying, no, I'm staying in. I'm staying in. And they asked Rodon about it in his post-game press conference, and they asked Rodon what he said, and he said, I told him I'm staying in. So there's no, I don't think Rodon, if you asked him if you injected him with truth serum, I don't think he would have wanted to stay in that game. He just did what the manager was telling him, and he was going to do what he did for his team. Also, this was a funny comment. This was just, who is the Yankee that walks off the Red Sox tomorrow and becomes a future awful manager? I mean, good work. You know how to make me laugh, Ollie.
That's funny.
Oof, I mean, funny. It is just, it is tough. It's so hard to watch these games. It really is. I want to say this too. It was very relieving to watch a game where the other team was making typical Yankees mistakes.
Yeah.
Right? Because this was a game where a drop pop fly from Duran, a runner not taking the extra base, a lot of mistakes the Yankees are very typical to make this year, and the Red Sox are making them instead. That made me feel really good about things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't know how you can have confidence going into tomorrow, and it's crazy how your emotions change going from game to game, but I do have confidence going into tomorrow's game. I don't know how you can't. The Red Sox are in. From the way that Cora managed game 2, I think he showed desperation. I think he knew that he had to get game 2. And we kind of said this before the series started, Stacey. It felt like that the Red Sox had to end this in 2 because of the injury to Giolito. My confidence level is at an insanely different level right now if they have Giolito going tomorrow.
Oh,
the fact that they don't,
definitely.
The fact that they don't changes everything for me because, again, young team, that atmosphere, a do or die game, it changes everything in that moment. Again, anything can happen in this game. Who knows? Right. but I can't envision them being at the top of their game early, especially if the Yankees are able to score early in this game. You get the crowd involved and they score early. I don't know how they're going to be able to. I do want to know if anyone can let me know too, because I did the evil thing that none of us should ever do that work in this industry. I read the comments of our show yesterday, and
I avoided them.
Lots of people decided to tell me that I was wrong, even though I was in the stadium, that the crowd was great in game one. Now, I'd love for anyone who's in the chat right now to tell us how the crowd was in game two. Because I got to be honest, the game one crowd was just not a great crowd. It wasn't loud. It wasn't it. And someone wrote in the comments that his ears were ringing. I find that incredibly hard to believe that his ears are ringing at the game in game one. I've been in the stadium for a lot of big moments, and the crowd gets pretty loud at times. Game one was not an all-time crowd moment. I'd like to think game three will be better just because it's an elimination game. So you think the crowd will get up a little more. But I'd love if anyone can tell me how it was. Papa Rick is saying they were loud all night. They were better for sure. Good. Thank you for validating me. And Allure the Boss, I sit in the 230s in left field. So I'm in the loudest part of the stadium, debatably. The most energetic part of the stadium for sure. I don't know, Stacey.
We're talking about the middle of the game when they were still up 1-0 and the crowd kind of died. Like, you really needed them to like hype up the team, because I didn't mention this on yesterday's show. A lot of people were complaining about the Yankees not scoring more than one run. How many times have you guys seen low scoring games in the playoffs? Because pitching is at a premium. Yeah. You had Garrett Crochet, you had Aroldis Chapman. They weren't going to score that many runs. So you have to keep that in mind as the manager and not make any dumb moves to give up a run.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen 1-0 games. I'll tell you right now. September 11th, 2005, Tim Wakefield against Randy Johnson. Jason Giambi hits a solo home run in the first inning. It's the only run that either team scored. When I tell you how that game was so nerve-wracking, and it was just a regular season game. You knew the Yankees were going to make the playoffs, but you weren't sure if they were going to make it as the wild card or in first place, because them and the Red Sox were fighting back and forth. But that entire game was like pins and needles. Just anything could happen, because I was also at the game when Pedro and Clemens faced off the night before Memorial Day, and Trot Nixon hit a 2-run home run in the top of the ninth. The game was knotted at 0 the entire flipping game, and then Clemens gave up that home run, and the Yankees ended up losing 2-0. So
I'll give you a better 1-0 game that I'm surprised you missed.
Oh, the
game 4, 2017 against the that time Indians. I mean, Greg Bird.
Yeah.
Solo shot down the right field line off of Andrew Miller, lefty versus lefty, by the way. Apparently at that time it wasn't.
Well, I was just talking about games I was at. I wasn't at the Cleveland game, but yes.
I was at the Cleveland game. Apparently at that time, lefty versus lefty, by the way, wasn't a sin, because Greg Bird was allowed to hit against Andrew Miller.
I'm picturing that home run right now.
Yep.
I feel like Ben Rice is what Greg Bird should have been.
Yeah, that's exactly what Greg Bird was supposed to be.
Like, he's turning into what everyone thought Greg Bird was going to be.
I know you're going to get this right, but humor me, because it's for a point. Who was the Yankee starter in that game?
Was that Tanaka?
It was Tanaka. And if Masahiro Tanaka got on a plane right now and was starting tomorrow for the Yankees, I'd have full confidence.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he just won his 200th game.
Yep.
He won his 200th career game in Japan.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I would, can I bring this up too? Because this is great from Brooklyn D. The Sox fans have been no joke the last 2 nights. Yankee fans need to out yell the Sox fans in the stadium. I don't want to hear them in our house. Thank you, Brooklyn D. The amount of people that are just uneducated and clueless to how sports ticket selling works. No one is stopping Red Sox from going to the game at Yankee Stadium. All right, go to these games. First of all, there's plenty of red in the crowd. The Red Sox fans have shown up. They really have. The only place that you cannot buy tickets if you're in a Massachusetts zip code is if you're directly through the Yankees. And they, as a private organization, have every right to sell their tickets to whoever the heck they want to sell their tickets to. But once those tickets hit the secondary market, which is where 99% of the people that aren't season ticket holders are buying their tickets, anybody can buy a ticket to the game. If your zip code is from New York, Florida, Boston, Tokyo, London, or Mars, you can buy a ticket to the game. So can we please stop with they're stopping Massachusetts people from buying tickets? A, who cares? But B, they can still get in the building. No one's stopping people from going to the games. Can we stop with that narrative?
I want to talk about this briefly before we go. I am so sick and tired of ESPN broadcasting these games like they're a Red Sox home game. They always mention the Red Sox stuff in the playoffs. Do you think they're going to mention the Bucky Dent game during Game 3 because it's the 47th anniversary? Do you think Carl Ravitch is going to go on and on and on about that? Probably not.
You got to let me know. They both, Ravitch in particular, but Perez too. I can't stand when announcers in games just say the most obvious thing imaginable in a moment. Yeah, it's just like Cruz comes out of the game and Cruz is freaking out, having a moment, and it was so cool to see him that pumped up. I loved it. They come back showing that highlight from commercial, and Eduardo Perez goes, "Well, that'll be it for Cruz." Thank you. I mean, like the obvious comments. I'm sure one of them is going to say tomorrow, "Well, this is a must win for the Red Sox or the Yankees tonight." Right. We know, guys. I mean, thank you. But the obvious comment, think a little before you talk. I just would appreciate that. Come on.
Also, do we need another Red Sox documentary? Did Ben Affleck need to make another Red Sox documentary? It's been 21 years since you guys broke that curse. You're not bad anymore. It's a long time since you were bad. Why? We don't need a documentary about you guys talking about how rough it was for you as children to watch the Red Sox. I've had enough of this nonsense. I mean, obviously I won't watch it, but why? Why? There's no need for it.
I have radio on, even though it's 2 pitches behind. I do want to say, I hope everything was okay with Susan, but she wasn't calling the game. And Emmanuel Barbari, who's been on our show twice this year, I believe, he stepped in and filled in on the radio call for this game.
I heard him in the post game asking a question. I said to my mom, I'm like, "That's Emmanuel. He's been on my show twice."
Yep. So, good buddy of mine, one of my best friends. So very proud of him. Very happy. Glad that he was doing the game on radio. That was awesome to see.
Yes.
I also too, I want to mention this because another guy that's been on our show before, missing K's crew the last few games. I'd agree with you. But make it a point to watch the post game. It is sometimes jarring how unbelievably comfortable Michael K is with shredding the Yankees organization.
Oh yeah.
Like it's almost as if Michael K forgets that he's employed by them.
Or he forgets that he's not on his radio show and he's on Yes.
Like, and I'm not kidding. Like, if you're a Yankee fan, and I'm not trying to give pub to anybody, definitely tune into Locked On Yankees every single day. But watch Michael K's radio show because he is so unbelievably honest and upfront with what's going on. He tells you exactly what people in the organization tell you. He tells you exactly who is telling him things inside, if he's heard things or not. He is so truthfully honest, and he kills the organization. I mean, he ripped Boone to shreds on his show yesterday, and doesn't care. I mean, yeah, certainly we did too, but we're not employed.
Everyone did.
We're not paid by the Yankees though, so it's a little different.
It's kind of, but he's employed to be a radio host, and he can't be a sports radio host without ripping the Yankees if they do something bad.
Sure,
right?
But I think
he's not. I don't know.
But I mean, you do see a lot of guys. I mean, they kind of they'll be negative towards the team if they do something negative, but they'll hold off a little bit. They'll let the pundits like us on the podcasts kill the manager, but they won't do it if they're employed by the team. So Michael, I mean, obviously deserves to be comfortable in his job. I agree with that. But my point was, if you watch him on the post game on the Yes Network, which by the way is on the televisions in the Yankee clubhouse. And so they are hearing this kind of stuff. Yeah. And Kay has no issue killing a player, killing a coach, killing a manager. it's refreshing. It is to see someone in the industry that works for a club that isn't just throwing the pom-poms and asking layup questions. He goes at these guys, and I quite frankly love it. I can't wait to have him on in the winter because he's a fun talking to, and he is super honest.
Yeah. All right, so do or die, Game 3, 6:08 p.m. Thursday. We're feeling a little more confident, but not too confident. Right? Would you say?
No, I disagree. I'm a little too confident.
Oh, see, I'm not.
When you were saying it right there, I kind of like felt it a little bit in my chest. Like I'm a little too confident. I'm not cocky. I'm not going to start walking around like I'm going to go to work.
This is a guaranteed win.
Yeah, I'm going to go to work tomorrow, and I'm going to go to the game afterwards. And I'm not going to walk into work, doing the McGregor strut screaming 27 rings. I'm not going to do that. But I am feeling a little too confident. I got to cool off a little bit.
Any bold predictions for Game 3?
Cam Schlittler throws a gem.
My bold prediction is Aaron Judge hits a 3-run homer at some point.
First inning? Well, he can't do it in the first inning.
Not in the first inning.
That
would be a miracle.
Yeah, I wanna see them ideally perform like they did in the 2018 wild card game against Oakland.
Yes, I just want them to open up
early. Exactly.
Yes, score
open up
early and often. Yeah, like my dad.
Get the game away early.
Like my dearly departed dad used to always say, "Let's get 5 in the first. Let's do it. Let's get 5 in the first. Do it for Gus."
I agree with your dad on that. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you guys for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. Thank you for hanging out with us during this live stream.
Sorry, absolutely. Section 237. If you want to catch me there, I'll be a ball of anxiety, but I'll certainly say hello if you'd like to.
Yeah, and if they do lose, it's Brian's fault for being there. Just saying.
Yeah, sure.
Just saying. All right. Again, thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. Thank you for hanging out with us during this live stream. For your second listen, find the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night until a World Series champion is crowned. You get local analysis on a national scale. You can find Locked On MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB or wherever you listen to your podcasts. So that'll do it for this live edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gotsulias.
I'm Brian McKeon. We'll catch you tomorrow after Game 3.